I remember coming home from work and getting into bed and literally just seeing, it just almost looked like a rip, literally beings walking into my bedroom. And I thought I was having a heart attack. I thought I was dying. I thought this is the end. And I dialed 911. They disappeared, obviously. But that was like my first experience. But I was terrified. I've never been so scared.
What were the beings like?
It's hard to describe. I couldn't really see faces. I could see outlines. They looked like people, but no hair, taller than me, around my height. And they just appeared. And I got scared. I got very scared. So after that, I found a couple of times in the middle of the night, waking up with a presence or a sense of somebody or something being in my bedroom and being awake, not like, oh, I'm dreaming and I went back to sleep. Literally waking up, sitting up, and you can sense when somebody's on your bed, or you can sense when, that sensation where someone's close by. You can have your eyes closed yet know someone's near you. And just kind of feeling almost from your tummy, just like this pull, just kind of being pulled out of your body. Just you're here in the physical, and then you're there in the, I guess, your energy. I feel like I am being taken to a craft, and the experience is happening on a craft. So I feel like I'm on a table of some sort, and they're working, and I am being worked on. So it's as if I am on a table, and I'm being worked on. I feel like they're helping me, and I feel terrified, scared. I can't make any noise. No noise is coming out because something's being shoved in my throat at one time, and another time would be something being shoved up, or another time it feels like hands going inside of my stomach. Another time it feels like my skin feels like it's almost like I feel like my skin has been worked on. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like heat, and it reminds me of when you put the plastic up at your windows and you use the hairdryer. Like I just feel like something's going on with my skin. So I just feel like I'm being worked on from the inside out, and I don't know why. And they are there, and they are not speaking, but I can hear them and I can understand what they're saying. From the inside, it doesn't seem very big. It seems like it's about the size of your living room. It seems very dome-shaped because I can see out of all of the windows, and there seems to be some kind of a metal. I see like a panel.
What shape are the windows?
They're almost kind of like a triangle, I guess. Kind of like a triangular bubble shape. They just kind of stick out. The craft to me almost seems like a circle. It doesn't seem like the typical things we see in cartoons. Or if I'm lying down, I don't really notice what I'm seeing because there's usually a lot of light. But if I look to the side, I can see out. Sometimes I feel like I'm sitting up and I'm just kind of coming to, and I'm aware of that. And then I'm not like I'm there for hours. It almost feels like seconds, seconds, maybe minutes, but it doesn't seem like a very long time. This is very surreal. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, I'm fully aware of everything going on. It just isn't a dream. I don't know how to put that into words. It's just two completely separate things. I don't know how to explain that.
And where does it take place?
It's around 4 o'clock in the morning. It always seems to be the same time. And just that pull, it just feels like something being pulled from the center of your body. And it's almost as if you're falling, and as soon as you're falling, you're lifting up. You feel like you're lifting up. It's almost like it's not floating, it's not flying, it's just a pull. And then you're aware of your apartment, you're aware of the top of your building, you're aware of the sky, you're aware of the trees, you're aware of the sky, and then there's no sound. It's just space, it's just stars, it's quiet, and then I am on a table. As I'm lifting, I feel like it's almost when people talk about remote viewing, or I feel like I'm passing through things. Like I feel like I'm passing through like a bird. I feel like I'm part of that animal, and then I feel like I've passed through things, and then I just lift up. I can see outside. I can see stars. I can see, it almost seems like a dome shape. I can see usually between, depending on when I go, 1 or 2 or 3 beings. I've never been there where there have been more than 3 beings. It doesn't seem like a very big space, and they look like, because I'm lying down, I would say they're probably my height or a little taller. I wouldn't say they were any taller than 5.5, 6 feet. I don't notice clothes. I notice skin color. It's not, it's kind of like it's not gray, but it's not tan. It's just, I don't know, pale looking. I don't know how to describe it. I don't see hair, but I see like small mouth, tinier nose, small ears, larger eyes than ours, and no white. I just see larger eyes. It almost seems, it's kind of like when you see the Hollywood pictures of the typical alien, but more human. It seems like a softer, rounder look. Longer neck, but more human looking.
How often do you go there?
Before, maybe in the last 10 years, maybe once a year. But since January, it's almost, if not every night, every other night. And I'm more aware of it now. I seem to remember it a little bit better. Before, I would usually remember the process of leaving, seeing them, being terrified, and kind of coming back, and not always remembering what was happening while I was there. And now there's a little bit of time where it's like, okay, I feel something going down my throat. I feel like there's a lot of discomfort in my lower body. I feel discomfort in my abdomen. My skin feels uncomfortable.
So are you saying that every time you have this experience, there's some physical procedure going on?
It seems like every time I am there, I am physically being worked on. It is scary. It does feel very uncomfortable, but I'm not afraid at the same time. It's part of the process.
Why don't you feel afraid?
They seem familiar. They seem like they're helping me. They seem like I'm here and I'm supposed to be doing something. I don't know what that is. And in order for me to do what it is I'm supposed to do that I don't know, I need to be in a particular place or space and healthy. And I haven't been that healthy the last 10 years. And I feel like I need to be healed in a sense in order to go to the next step or the next level.
And do you feel they're healing you?
I do.
What's your emotional reaction to this when you're there with them?
I don't want to come back. I want to stay. I don't ever want to come back.
And what does that mean?
This seems uncomfortable. That seems more comfortable. It seems more like home. I'm not saying being on a ship is home. I'm saying being around them seems more familiar than being here. It's just, I feel lonely and longing here, and there I just kind of feel like you're going back. You got to go back. So.
And do they communicate a kind of warmth to you, a kind of welcoming, a kind of family nurturing feeling?
They personally don't, but I don't feel like they would hurt me. They're not maternal. They're not kind. They're just working. It's as if you were in a car accident and you went to the hospital. You know they're there to help you and heal you, but they're not really going to ask you how you're doing, and they're there. They've got work to do. There have been times when I feel like I'm asleep and maybe they don't know I'm awake, and I can kind of see a little bit more. I can see symbols, like to me it looks like instrument panels or whatever. They look like symbols. And I feel sometimes that I'm shown images, like the second last time I remember going, I saw what looked like the, what is it called? It's it's in outer space, satellites, a little bit bigger, but watching them spinning and then being destroyed, just kind of breaking to pieces, and almost like watching a movie, just watching them disintegrate, and seeing things here, flooding or earthquakes, seeing destruction, and those are things I don't like to see.
Is this something that has already happened, that is happening, or that will happen?
Yes. It has already happened. That is currently happening, yes, on different, depending on other things that I've seen. But I do see, to me, the last big thing, again, was like satellites just kind of being taken apart, just falling to pieces. That was the last thing that I saw. Before that, it was like a giant earthquake. Before that, it was flood, everything underwater. So it's funny, like with Calgary flooding, it was like 2 years before seeing that, or to see an earthquake or a tornado. I have a good, it could be months or years, but it tends to happen.
So have you seen anything that concerns you in terms of something that will happen?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
To me, it just, again, it seems very Hollywood. It seems like West Coast, just a big crack. Just the West Coast, just kind of cracking. And I mean, that's out in Hollywood. It's in the movie theaters right now, right? And satellites, just those are things that I've seen. And something that you would breathe in, something, I don't know how to describe it, something that will make you physically ill by breathing it in, something airborne. So just a couple of little things I don't want to see, so I tend to stay in my happy place. So I don't really want to see that kind of stuff. So it's as if I'm looking at you and watching it happen here. It's like almost like a screen. It's almost like watching a TV program, and they just kind of project it. It's almost like a projection, like, when you go, when you're in school and you pull down the white and it's projected. So it could be projected on you, but they tend to come in to the side and it's projected. And again, I prefer not to see anything.
So you have the ability to block it, or do they have the ability to force it on you?
I don't think it's forced. I think sometimes they want me to see it, I just choose not to.